It's such a lovely morning at Jacqueline Acheng Kuhn's house in Königswinter as her family hosts us for breakfast. Jacqueline, who has been living in Germany for the last 27 years, is at the same time preparing to leave for her job. She is a nurse by profession. But before she leaves for work, Jackie is the founder of Kenyan Women in Germany, KWIG. She spares a few minutes for a one-on-one interview with us. She begins by explaining how the group came into being.
We first came up as a Facebook group after realizing here there is trouble. When you call the embassy, nobody's picking up the phone. When you try to air something, it's not being heard because you were going as individuals. And now we thought we need that voice. And that is when Huduma number, I think, Huduma number was started. And it was like, you guys have to get that Huduma number. If you don't have Huduma number, this is going to happen, this is going... And diasporans got scared. We called the embassy, they could not explain to us what Huduma number. So individuals were calling. I discussed with some few friends, and I said, you guys, this is too much. We need a voice. And the voice came to be that voice, and it's called Kenyan Women in Germany.
From 2019, KWIG has been the channel through Kenyan women in Germany have been voicing their challenges.
This is home away from home. It is a place that gives the Kenyans, it is Kenyan women with an outreach of over 2,500 women living in Germany. So you can imagine, this is Kenyan women plus their relatives. We help those who are already here and also the newcomers in their daily challenges to settle in. And it is actually run by volunteers. These are leaders of different chapters. So whenever there is something in a province, the first point of connection are the leaders. We have the domestic violence and abuse group, and then we have the press team, we have mental health group, we have familia na jamii, that is where we teach each other how to take care of the kids because culture is a very sensitive topic. We also having a project with the Mama Fatuma Children's Home. We send them on a yearly, that is in Eastleigh, in Nairobi. We also send them like small packages. And there is something that KWIG is doing. We have this group called the Golden Girls. These are for 50 years and above. These are the aunties, the grandmothers, the family that you don't have here. They play that role of the auntie, yes, which is very, very, very effective. And they play that role of a grandmother. Raising a child on your own here. Home you could live to your mother, your sisters, hapa hakuna. Here when you're a mother, you're a taxi, you're a cook, you're the playmate, you're everything. When you come over here, life is very fast. Because when you're told you have to be somewhere at this time, it is that time. And if you joke around with somebody else, you miss the doctor's appointment or you go later, it can even be that the doctor tells you, no, you have to look for another appointment that you might not get even that month.
When war broke out in Ukraine, which borders Germany, KWIG gave a helping hand to Kenyans who were affected by the war.
We brought them out of Sumy, out of Ukraine with the help of other organizations. We brought them food where there were no shops. We had to unite with other organizations that were already in there, did the shopping, brought to them like water, rice, other foodstuffs, and medical stuff that were missing. And we also assisted them to get the safe routes of getting out. So those who came to Germany and wanted to go back home, we joined hands, and this is where KWIG joined hands again with IOM, International Organization for Migration.
Jacqueline says COVID-19 was a real test for KWIG.
During COVID, that is when we realized how people are suffering silently. Before COVID came, we could meet, you meet friends in the park and everything. But here is COVID where you're isolated, number one. Number two, we had a very high rate of domestic violence and abuse. We had over 200 cases to deal with, where we involved the police, where we involved the lawyers, and to save these girls out of these areas.
KWIG has held 4 annual general meetings. It is now preparing for the 5th one to be held in Mine City on 2nd September 2023. It is normally a colorful event showcasing Kenya's culture.
We showcase what KWIG does. We bring culture in there. We invite people from home. Our sponsors, they're always there. We also bring our youths and our children. And we are expecting quite a number of delegates from Kenya. We always invite the embassy, and then we have the delegation from the German government as well.
Jacqueline says it takes commitment, it takes resilience, it takes teamwork to run a successful organization.
We have a board of directors. We have administrators. Filiambo Makora being one of the administrators and also the leader of the press team. This is Jenny Nish. This is my assistant, the assistant chair lady, and also the one in charge of all the chapters, the leaders of different chapters. And then we have Caroline Nyambura Wright, is the accountant of the organization. And then we have Jane Nganga, who is administrator as well, and Priscilla Kibati, who is also in the board.
Another important member is their community manager, who is also in charge of domestic violence and abuse group, Charity Wairimungugi. KWIG is a non-profit organization. It depends on the support of donors and well-wishers. One of Jacqueline's strengths as a leader is that she knows how to adapt to situations. You will be surprised to learn how she changed careers.
I came to Germany in 1997. During that time, I was a clearing and forwarding agent. I did my college in Mombasa at the Ambalal Towers. That's where I worked a bit. Before moving over, before meeting the father of my kids, then we moved over to Germany. My first stop in Germany was in Tübingen, then moved to Freiburg, which is actually like my second home. When we moved to Freiburg, I decided to venture into nursing. So you can imagine getting out of what I was doing as a clearing and forwarding agent and then into something literally different because of language barrier.
But even in nursing, you needed the language.
I needed the language, but it was not as complex as this because the nursing part, most of the things are in Latin. So that is biology. So if you were good in biology back home, so you have things like trachea, you have things like the palpation, you have things like, they were more of Latin. So you could understand 1, 2, 3 things, but there are subjects where you just need like to be completely fluent. And that was the branch where actually most workers were needed. So it's like the flow. Everybody was like just coming and like, okay, that's the easiest thing to get into. Let me get into that and continue with that.
And that's Jacqueline's occupation in Germany. She now prides in being multilingual, from being exposed to only 2 languages in her village to attaining good command of 5 languages.
I was born in Kisumu, brought up in partly in Kisumu, and more of my years in Busia. And till now, more than half of my years I've been in Germany.
Do you speak Luya?
Luya, I mean Samia, let me not put it Luya. I understand other Luya dialects, but I speak Samia. I understand Teso. I speak Luo very fluently, German, English, and Kiswahili.
Associations of Kenyans living abroad are indeed playing a key role in helping solve the challenges the diaspora faces. And Kenya's ambassador to Germany, Tom Amolo, says the embassy will continue to support such efforts.
The most organized groupings of Kenyans anywhere are women. They see the need to come together as they understand the society they live in and to engage as well where they have come. A lot of them are married and are easily German citizens, but they have very strong Kenyan links. We also encourage Kenyans here and anywhere, follow the rules, fuata sheria. If they say do this, do it. You may not like it, but these are their rules. Equally, in Kenya, we tell people, follow our rules.